I'm going to talk about a pretty serious issue, a story of alcohol abuse that I have suffered from. Um, it's been about 2 years, and in 2 years, I've not drank every day, but when I do, I drink heavily. I would drink maybe 10, 12 beers. At first, it started out I would drink on days that I knew I didn't have to work the next day, and I'd drink until I blacked out. I'd wake up, I felt fine. I'd go for a run. I'd do my daily workout. And then things started to pick up. I started noticing that I didn't feel bad after drinking, and I liked to drink. So I would drink even on days that I had to go to work. Well, it caught up with me. I was drinking almost every day, and then I would hide it from people. I'd hide it from my family. I'd hide it from my girlfriend. So I would tell myself at work, "You're not going to drink today." I ended up drinking, and I would always go back out and get more, even after having a drink or 10. I would go back out and get another whatever 8%, 10% drink. I wasn't drinking like a 12-pack a night. I was drinking 3 strong drinks, like 2 Four Locos and a Steel Reserve or something like that. Something that had, sometimes like 2 40 ounces of Steel Reserve. Just anything that had a high alcohol content. And that caught up with me too, and I started getting bloated. I gained about 8 pounds, and there would be times if I knew and when it was at my worst, I had a day off. I remember this is about 2 months back. I had a pint of vodka, which is about 10 and a half drinks, units in a drink in a pint. So I had that, and I still wasn't drunk. So I waited about 2 hours, drove like an idiot to get more. Drunk that, sobered up just a little bit, went and got more. My gas station near my house is only like 2-3 miles away, so I would never really worry about like cops. But I also had to worry about. I was too selfish to think about getting in a wreck, hurting somebody else. When you're drinking that much and you've got a problem, you just look forward to your next drink. And that's all I cared for. Here recently, this is what has made me. It's been about 6 days sober now. And I had a pint of gin. And I woke up and I thought I had a stomach bug. I go to the bathroom and I throw up. And at first, it was just like normal bile and fluids. But then it came back, something else came back up, and it was blood. This happened once, and at first I thought, okay, maybe it was something that I mixed my vodka with, because I had a pint of vodka. It was a pint of gin, I'm sorry, a pint of gin. And I mixed it with like a seltzery type of colored drink. It was a water. And I think it was red, and so I thought, okay, go back, and I throw up again. This time it was all blood, and I knew, okay, this is definitely blood because it's too thick. There's something wrong. I panic. It's about 32 degrees outside. I freaked out. I threw my shoes on. I didn't have any socks. I looked like crap because I hadn't showered. And I wasn't even wearing a jacket. And like I said, it was like 32 degrees, and I had a t-shirt on. So I drive to the hospital, and I notice I'm like really cold, not like cold weather cold, like internally cold, and I'm shaking. And I get to the hospital. I sit in that waiting room for about 20 minutes, and I'm panicking. I'm nervous, and I go to the. They put me in the triage. Triage pulls me back, and then we go to the room. Well, I told them what happened about the vomiting of the blood. They did a CT scan, And I know I have a bit of a medical field, like a medical history. I've read about, you know, things that can cause you to be shaky and cold and anxious and all that. And I thought maybe that was just irritation in my stomach, the whole throwing up blood thing. So we do the CT scan. The nurse practitioner comes back in and she says, no more food or water. And I said, okay. I said, was my blood sugar high? I figured that was what was making me so weak and so cold and tired and whatever. And she said, no, your stomach's full of blood. And that was a scary thing to hear. So I said, oh my God. And she was a little worried for me as well. Like she said that she said with the amount of blood that was in my stomach, what worries her is a thing that a lot of alcoholics get, is esophageal varices, and that's a lethal situation right there. You've got these veins in your esophagus, and they rupture. You can bleed to death, and it's a bad way to go out. So they do an endoscopy, and turns out I had about, I think she said it was about 1.5 pints to 2 pints of blood in my stomach, and I couldn't keep my eyes open. I was wondering why I was dehydrated, tired, and losing blood. So that was why I was so tired. But I've been sober ever since that day, January 2nd. And let's check my phone here. I forgot what day it was. It's the 7th. So close to January 8th. So that's about 6 days almost now. And it was scary. I don't want to be abstinent from alcohol forever, but I will never touch hard stuff again. I want to give myself at least 30 days to sober up and get control of my life again. You know, I want to be able to enjoy a beer or two with people and just chill out, and that's it. But be careful with that. Be careful with alcohol. It's like a vampire's need for blood. Except you don't need this. It'll kill you instead of save you. Like it's horrible.